to the US, where former President Donald Trump has been indicted by a Manhattan grand jury, a historic reckoning after years of investigations into his personal, political and business dealings.
The exact nature of the charges are unclear as the indictment remains under seal, but they stem from payments made during the 2016 presidential campaign to silence claims of an extramarital sexual encounter.
Well, joining us now to discuss this is Sarah Elliott, spokesperson for Republicans Overseas UK. So, whilst Trump might have been expecting the judgment, was he expecting it so quickly?
I think so. I mean, last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago, he was expecting the indictment and was revving everybody up and doing fundraising around it. But he has a lot of other cases as well coming his way, of which this could be not the only indictment he faces.
I mean, do you see this as being overtly political, or do you see this as being a reasonable reading of the legal situation in New York?
I mean, as somebody who is supporting Ron DeSantis in the primary, personally, I'm not a Trump supporter anymore, but I do see this as political prosecution. I see this as somebody who's weaponizing the law to go after a political opponent of the current sitting president. And not only is this unprecedented in putting an indictment forward to a former U.S. president, this is also someone who's running again in 2024 against what appears to be Joe Biden. And it is a wonderful way to keep your number one boogeyman in the limelight, in the media to talk about, and for Democrats to define their opponent, to define Republicans as still the party of Donald Trump. And this will, of course, help Donald Trump. It will do the desired effect. It will have the MAGA base will get around him. People who are on the fence about him will kind of go, this is just not right. Because, the district attorney of Manhattan is a Democrat named Alvin Bragg. His predecessor chose not to prosecute Trump under this because it was such a flimsy reading of the law. And it's very unlikely anything will come out of this. And so I just think it's a horrible precedent for the United States that you could have an opposite political party going after a former president and future candidate.
Will it be a fair trial, Sarah? Will it be a fair trial?
Well, that's the other question. It will have to be seen if Alvin Bragg did actually identify any kind of new information in the grand jury, if there is a smoking gun, and if the American public will then read that differently. But it's just going to entrench partisan divide even more in the United States, when quite frankly, we need unifying forces to move on. But this is a great way for Democrats to deflect from the failing administration of Joe Biden and what an absolute incompetent president he is. And I would even say so incompetent, he's dangerous.
Sarah, I noticed that Ron DeSantis had put a tweet out to say that this was terrible and saying pretty much along the lines of what you've been saying today. I just wondered, just if people were being cynical, is Ron DeSantis seeing this as a great political opportunity to try and win round a lot of those Trump supporters by going out publicly and criticising this decision? Could that work in Ron DeSantis' favour? Because by all accounts, he seems to be trailing Donald Trump in the Republican primaries.
No, I actually think this doesn't help DeSantis. This keeps Donald Trump's name in the media, and the attention is all about the Donald. It's not about DeSantis. I really commend the governor of Florida for saying he won't extradite the former U.S. president to Manhattan or to New York State if they were asked. And it becomes definitely a battle between New York and Florida. What's also really ironic is that the former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, has said he doesn't think there's any merit to this case. A Democrat is saying that, and several other Democrats have said it as well. And it just becomes this routine thing where when your political opponent is in office, you try and trip him up and put him in jail. In fact, they're trying to put Donald Trump in jail for this illegal mishandling of campaign finance money, which has never been done before either. In this particular case, it's usually treated as a lesser offense, and they're making it now a felony,
Elliott,
which does require jail.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning.